So how about them Cowboys? Well, if you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, you're in heartbreak mode despite it being nearly 2 weeks since they were kicked out of the NFL playoffs. Because America's team once again lost in typical Cowboy fashion with a botched play that could have been easily avoided, and as a result, many Cowboy fans are wondering what's next, and will this team ever get back to the days of their glory? One fan who is especially livid is SKIP BAYLESS, who has thoughts on not just the team, but the coaching staff. Watch as we reveal to you how SKIP BAYLESS reacted to the Cowboys' coaching situation. Number 5. SKIP's reaction to the loss. Bayless was beside himself after Dallas lost to San Francisco in frustrating fashion. The visiting 49ers largely outplayed the Cowboys in the team's NFC wildcard game, but it looked like Dak Prescott and company were going to have a chance to win in the final seconds. Unfortunately for Bayless and the rest of the Cowboy Nation, a head-scratching play call coupled with a slow-moving referee sealed Dallas's early playoff exit. One that was punctuated by Dak not remembering the rules about how to start a play, and then when the ref set everything up, time had run out on the game clock, and as a result, the Cowboys lost. And SKIP had thoughts. What? The umpire knocked Dak over. Dak was ready. The umpire was late. He did not do his job quickly enough. Cowboys should have had one shot at the end zone from the 20. Doable. Just absurd. I'll be the first to admit the Cowboys didn't deserve to win after committing 14 penalties, but they did deserve that last shot to pull off the miracle. The umpire blew it. They were robbed of the shot at yet another Cowboys 49ers stunner. Just makes me bleepin' sick. Is it the Cowboys' fault that the umpire wasn't capable of keeping up with the play? He should have been following Dak on the dead sprint. If he had, he would have had time to set the ball before Dak's spike. Instead, we got screwed. Me, after the bleeping umpire, was late to spot the ball and cost us a 24-yard shot at a miracle steal of a win. We got robbed of the last-second shot we deserved. No! Number 4, SKIP's reaction to the coaches. On his show Undisputed, as well as on Twitter, SKIP BAYLESS has gone off to let people know that he feels the Cowboys need a major coaching change. Now, Jerry says he was not interested in Sean Payton, that he was never anything but full speed ahead with Mike McCarthy, that he kept D Quinn by giving him a big raise to be long-term DC. So, I'm sunk. Jerry has himself another puppet coach who can't coach. Google Charlie McCarthy. Please drop the Mike McCarthy's team led the NFL in penalties, set a franchise record for playoff game penalties. Fire Abel offense. His team came out uninspired and fell shockingly behind Den, Vegas, Ariz, SF at home. Fire Abel offense. Monkey butt powder. Fire Abel offense. Mike McCarthy has been exposed as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Overmatched, overwhelmed, overrated. He's a sideline spectator, a clock mismanager. Yet my Cowboys will now have to win in spite of him for a whole nother season. It's over before it starts. Ultimately, he will defeat us. We do need to note that McCarthy won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, but that was a long time ago, as Rodgers is more than happy to acknowledge after he went out in crushing fashion as well. So yeah, SKIP has had a lot to say, and a part of it is because he's big fans of the Cowboys and he hates to see them lose, especially like this. But sadly for him, his Cowboys aren't going to be shaking things up the way he wants to. Number 3, staying the same. Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones on Friday said Mike McCarthy's future as head coach was never in question, and that he and McCarthy worked together to make sure defense coordinator Dan Quinn would remain with the team. The idea of Mike twisting in the wind wasn't the case at all. Jones told 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, "We were trying to keep Dan Quinn and maintain continuity in the coaching staff." Jones said he believes Quinn turned down a head coaching opportunity to sign an extension with the Cowboys for years to come. Quinn was essentially signed through 2023. He is still getting paid by the Atlanta Falcons. He was the head coach in Atlanta from 2015 to 2020. Jones said Quinn is the third coordinator the owner has gone to turn down a head coaching opportunity to remain with the Cowboys. Jones said Sean Payton walked away from a chance to coach the Oakland Raiders in 2004 and that Jason Garrett had opportunities from the Baltimore Ravens and Falcons in 2007. I experienced seeing coaches turn down a head coaching job for our situation, so I really was trying hard, meeting with Dan and Mike, Jones said. Jones called it a competitive situation as to why he deferred on answering questions last week regarding McCarthy's future. To give us every chance to keep Dan Quinn, Jones said, I could get out and speak to it publicly because I didn't want to push a team forward. Quinn interviewed with the Denver Broncos, Chicago Bears, New York Giants, Minnesota Vikings, and Miami Dolphins. He turned down a chance to interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore remains in the mix for current head coaching vacancies, but Jones expects him to return in 2022 as well. The Dolphins have planned a second interview with Moore for the next week, a source told ESPN's Ed Werder. In addition to the Dolphins, Moore has interviewed with the Vikings and Jaguars about their current vacancies, as well as with the Broncos prior to them making their hire. McCarthy signed a 5-year deal as head coach in 2020. He has an 18-15 record through 2 seasons and finished 12-5 in 2021, winning the NFC East. Payton's decision to walk away from the New Orleans Saints this week opened up more questions about McCarthy's future, considering Jones's affinity for Payton. He's well aware of our relationship and long-term friendship with Payton, Jones said. I'm not part of any dialogue for any decision-making relative to him leaving New Orleans. My point is, we had our heads down, getting the staff in shape, particularly at the top, the coordinator level. Number 2, Sean Payton. The elephant in the room here is Sean Payton. Since his retirement from the New Orleans Saints this week, Payton says 2 teams have reached out via back channels about his fit as head coach in their programs. Dan Patrick tried to push the issue by guessing Bears and Cowboys. Payton's response was no, though it's not clear if he was trying to say no to Patrick's specific guesses or no to his unwillingness to participate in the guessing game. It's well known that the owner Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys, and Payton, a former Dallas assistant, have a connection. But Payton, who addressed the Cowboys' speculation once already this week, has been adamant that while his departure from the sideline might be temporary, with a year off, maybe working in TV, that is not specifically designed to jump into Dallas and take over for the still employed Mike McCarthy. I'm not looking at the path right now, he said on the Dan Patrick Show. At some point, I don't think I'm finished coaching, but I was excited to get 2 or 3 calls from people in the TV industry. Many, including SKIP Bayless, feel that Payton would be the perfect fit for the Cowboys and help them get back to where many feel they need to be. But whether they do get him next year is unknown. Number 1. How about them Cowboys? At multiple points in time, the Dallas Cowboys were the team in America, and they got the titles to prove it. But now, they're more known for being a good regular season team and a terrible playoff team. There are a bunch of reasons why they haven't done well, but the results add up to the same thing. They haven't been in the Super Bowl since the 90s, and unless things change soon, that's not going to be fixed. Only time will tell though. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Dallas Cowboys, its coaching staff, and how SKIP Bayless has been raving about the coaching situation? Do you think that SKIP makes some good points about the coaches and who should be out and who should be in? What hopes do the Cowboys have going forward if they can't fix their issues? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.